say your uncle in like Ohio said something about like Kamala Harris is isn't unfit to be a president because he doesn't have a child.
Okay.
That kind of is automatically demoted.
I told y'all, we knew this all along that they shadow ban individuals like us. Welcome to the channel, Model Renaissance Man, ladies and gentlemen. I am Ty Smith. I appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to view my content. I really do. Make sure that if you are following me, that you're following me on all the platforms you see above and the platforms below. Also, clicking this thumbs up button right here is how my content can get pushed beyond the subject that you guys are going to hear talking about here in regards to shadow banning, which I said every intro when I say this helps my content to consistently be recommended to and also helps push it past the YouTube shadow banning algorithm, because that's what it does, ladies and gentlemen. Your thumbs up does that. Also, double check and make sure that you still are subscribed to the channel, because people are being unsubscribed to the channel. So, ladies and gentlemen, I got to give a huge shout out to OMG James O'Keefe and busting stuff up. This dude is like the freaking CIA of journalism, because he gets in there and gets stuff done. Not saying that other people don't, but I'm just saying he takes some high risk. The dude even got raided before. So James O'Keefe, shout out to you, sir. Shout out to you. He came from Project Veritas, where I met James O'Keefe and I met his other buddy in Washington. So anyway, I know you guys do follow me. Some of you do follow me on Facebook, and you guys all wondering why I don't post a lot of things there. I have tried numerous of times to post a lot of my content on Facebook. It gets taken down, shut down crazily, right? So anyway, you're going to see firsthand of what these people do. I was told by YouTube, I was told by Instagram, I was told by Facebook, I was told by TikTok that shadow banning is like a made up thing. It really doesn't happen. It's just like a trending thing that some people came up with as a way of saying you're getting blocked, your stuff is getting pressed down. They're not going to allow your stuff to be recommended or pushed out there. They keep your stuff down low to where no one hardly sees, to where there's no engagement. I was literally told that by YouTube and all those platforms I just named. Okay, I was told that. So I just kind of like, even though whatever, I know it's true, because I know some people that work in this things. My son, he's actually in cybersecurity, and said it totally happened. So I'm going to believe him. And this right here, what you were about to watch, is going to show even more proof. And again, shout out to James O'Keefe from OMG Media for this. Check it out.
Meet Jeevan Gawali, a senior software engineer at Meta.
Are they doing a good job protecting our democracy? Because I can see these like right-wing groups like setting up Instagram accounts, or Facebook accounts for that matter, right? And just start posting disinformation, be like, Harris is like blah, blah, blah.
That's all going to be demoted 100%. The civic classifier is strong.
The senior software engineer also goes on to say that, quote, the person would not be notified, unquote, if they were demoted because of their anti-Kamala Harris post on Meta, and red listed, that's a new term we just learned, red listed, meaning, according to Collins Dictionary, things that are not permitted.
Would the person who posted that would he be notified that?
The person would not be notified, but there's these things that what you collect is like, if a bunch of items that, like if at least a couple of items that a person has created has violated civic classifier, then they're also red listed.
Our OMG American Swiper asked Jeevan if Meta was shadow banning users for their anti-Kamala Harris posts. Take a look at what he says.
So is that called shadow banning?
Shadow banning,
okay,
yeah.
So they will be shadow banned.
Correct.
They will never be shown. But so they will see a dip in like impressions and engagement,
yeah.
But they would not be like officially warned of the reason why.
Correct.
We asked Gawali if Meta has the ability to affect the upcoming 2024 election, to which he responded, yes, Meta does. Jeevan also confirmed that Mark Zuckerberg intends to help the Democrats in this election cycle.
You guys have the ability to influence the outcome of the election.
Yes.
Do you think Zuckerberg agrees? Good. Is he going to help the Democrats?
Yeah.
Meet Jeevan Gawali, a senior software engineer at Meta. Jeevan met our OMG undercover American Swiper on the dating app Bumble. In the meeting he had with our journalist, Jeevan describes internal workings of how Meta is dealing with misinformation on their platform. Jeevan talks about Meta's civic classifiers, a system that Meta has built through their integrity team to demote civic content. In other words, political content.
I mean, they try to take women's rights away.
I think,
like, how do you guys like control that hate speech?
There's a team called Integrity team.
Okay.
That's like a large portion of like, it's a pretty significant team, and they build all these classifiers. The base level of defense system that Facebook has built now is they have built these things called civic classifiers. Civic classifier is a really large model that's been trained on civic content.
Okay.
So anything that it detects to be a civic content is like demoted.
Civic classifier? Okay, what does that mean?
That means that if anything is related to political content, it's automatically like not shown.
We wanted to dive deeper into Meta's demotion of civic content, whatever that means, on their platform. The senior Meta software engineer Jiva states to our OMG American Swiper that they would, quote, automatically demote, unquote, content that might be critical of Kamala Harris.
Unconnected stuff is not going to show up in your feed. Like ads, I think can show up, and they probably have a whole different process of vetting ads.
Okay.
But like unconnected content, like say your uncle in like Ohio said something about like Kamala Harris isn't unfit to be a president because he doesn't have a child.
Okay.
That kind of shit is automatically demoted.
Now, if you remember back in 2019, we did a story about a Facebook insider that showed us internal practices being played out at Facebook regarding what they called deboosting as well. What was previously considered a conspiracy theory, now documented by this Facebook whistleblower that came out with us in 2019.
Every time I would see this deboost live stream kind of code on there.
And what does it mean when these documents say action deboost live distribution? What does the term deboost mean?
When I see reduce live distribution, it means preventing the distribution of this live feed.
And just 2 years after that, we got our hands on an insider tape that revealed Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg and a top executive were punishing truth seekers.
And I've been clear that we have a number of efforts to find people and we terminate people and pursue the recourse that we have when we identify them. And in this case, we did find them.
Now in 2024, Jeevan from Meta, previously Facebook, mentioning continued practices of demoting content just a few weeks before the presidential election. The senior software engineer also goes on to say that, quote, the person would not be notified, unquote, if they were demoted because of their anti-Kamala Harris post on Meta, and red-listed, that's a new term we just learned, red-listed, meaning, according to Collins Dictionary, things that are not permitted.
Would the person who posted that would he be notified that?
The person would not be notified, but there's these things that what you collect is like, if a bunch of items that, like if at least a couple of items that a person has created has violated civic classifier, then they're also red listed.
Our OMG American Swiper asked Jeevan if Meta was shadow banning users for their anti-Kamala Harris posts. Take a look at what he says.
So is that called shadow banning?
Shadow banning,
Okay, so they will be shadow banned.
Correct.
They will never be shown. But so they will see a dip in like impressions and engagement, but they would not be like officially warned of the reason why.
Correct.
Jeevan Gowali is asked how the company is going to avoid a repeat of 2016 misinformation, and then he discloses that there is a SWAT team that's, quote, already set up since April.
I'm afraid that we're gonna see a repeat of 2016 in 2024. I hate to put you on the spot, but I'm gonna do it anyway. What is your company doing to prevent that from happening?
God. Well, it's like
how are you guys gonna fight that?
Well, I mean, there is a SWAT team that's already set up since like I think April to think about all the scenarios of how the platform could be used.
The senior software engineer at Meta is asked about right-wing Meta accounts posting misinformation about Kamala Harris, and he states that these posts are, quote, all going to be demoted 100%. The civic classifier is strong, unquote.
Are they doing a good job protecting our democracy? Because I can see these like right-wing groups like setting up Instagram accounts or Facebook accounts for that matter, right? And just start posting disinformation, be like, Harris is like blah, blah, blah.
That's all going to be demoted 100%. The civic classifier is strong.
Just last week, we saw former 2016 Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton state that if Meta doesn't moderate and monitor users' content, then, quote, we lose total control. Watch this.
If the platforms, whether it's Facebook or Twitter X or Instagram or TikTok, whatever they are, if they don't moderate and monitor the content, we lose total control. And it's not just the social and psychological effects, it's real harm.
We asked Gawali if Meta has the ability to affect the upcoming 2024 primary election, to which he responded, yes, Meta does. Jeevan also confirmed that Mark Zuckerberg intends to help the Democrats in this election cycle.
You guys have the ability to influence the outcome of the election.
Yes.
Do you think Zuckerberg agrees? Good. Is he going to help the Democrats?
Yeah.
Oh, so he's like going to help the Democrats, right?
100%.
So we just reached out to Jeevan for comment. My name is James O'Keefe, and the girl works for me. And she recorded you. You're at Meta, and you're talking about... He said, and then he hung up the phone. So I guess the comment is off. And stay tuned, because tomorrow we have another Meta subject forthcoming. We have lineinthesandmovie.com, which redirects you to Tucker Carlson's website where you can stream Line in the Sand movie. We've got whistleblowers coming out. We got the Border Patrol agent in Vermont who's being summoned and disciplined for speaking about child trafficking. We have his back. Citizen Journalism Foundation is defending him, paying his legal bills. And if you work on the inside of any federal agency, any tech company, Disney, you name it, tips at o'keefemediagroup.com. DM us. We got your back. Stay tuned.
What's interesting is that what happens to these people that do this? See, it's so funny that these people all do this, talk about a threat to democracy, whatever like this, and yet at the same time, they have the power to push our videos out for people to see or to suppress our videos to where nobody hardly sees them. This is why channels like mine that we tell you guys, it is absolutely imperative that you guys share the videos, tell people about the videos, encourage them to subscribe to the videos, because these people are not allowing these videos to pass through and be seen. They do not want you getting the truth. They do not want you seeing the truth. They want to put out stuff that they want you to see, all this dancing and twerking and just, I'm not knocking anybody's, niche. I'm not knocking that. But at the same time, how unfair is that they don't want people to hear my message and other messages like mine? That we just expressing our opinions as Americans, that we just wanted you to know how we feel, how we think about what's going on in our world around you. And that right there is a threat. They don't like thinking. They don't like common sense. They don't like anybody disagreeing. So they just put all the dance and stuff for, put all the crazy challenges stuff for, put the Mr. Beast them all for, put all the stuff like that for, which is entertaining. And there's nothing wrong with entertainment. Yet at the same time, what's wrong with truth? What's wrong with talking about real life issues that's affecting real people? Nothing, right? Apparently it is something wrong with that, and that's why our stuff gets pushed down to the bottom. Let me know what you guys all think by putting in the comments about this video. Don't forget to get into your cell phones and let somebody know about this channel. Encourage them to subscribe to the channel. If you would like to see the video that I would be doing in chronological order, most likely it will be up here. Things that I do is a variety on this channel that you may not know that I do is going to be down here. I am Ty Smith, Modern Renaissance Man, hoping and praying that every last one of you have food, shelter, and clothing. And most of all, I pray every last one of you guys are in great health, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. God bless you all through Jesus.